Why Media Group? The fastest growing media group in North America.
Well, thank you so much to all of you for joining us today. So I want to first and foremost give my heartfelt thank you to our special guests for joining us. Thank you for being here. To our keynote speakers, Kiran Maan, Yadveer Jaswal, and Councillor Dhur. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. And now, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome someone who has been the driving force behind all of this, our incredible CEO, Mr. Vikram Khurana.
Big welcome to friends old and new, and it gives me great pleasure to have all of you here this afternoon. This is one of the first events that we're doing for Brampton Next that features a very prominent group of community-based entrepreneurs that have established in Brampton and made Brampton their home and a launchpad for their success. And good examples of that are people that inspire us. And today, folks, it gives me great joy to say Mr. Daljit Pabla is here, the founder of Brar Sweets, and he's joined us impromptu because he's come to see for himself what this is all about. Also here is Kiran Maan. Ms. Maan is the CEO of Brar Sweets and OIC Foods. And also with us is Yadveer Jaswal, who is the founder of Why Media, and we will be talking to them shortly. But thank you all for coming and look forward to having an interesting session with you.
Thank you so much for having all of us here in the room today, to Vikram and to BHive. Just to add on to what Vikram was saying about the story of BHive and how it came about during pandemic, I think Brampton Next is at another point in time where right now we're facing the threat from our partners in the South. This couldn't have come at a better time. When we're talking about the economic impact of such changes that are happening across Canada, this is the number one talked about topic on the news, whether it's the federal elections, whether you hear about business owners or you hear about employees. Most recently, we just had our tariff task force where we got businesses, all large and small, to come participate, to talk to us about what challenges they're going to face. But more importantly, I think the silver lining here is there's still a sense of optimism, the good Canadian optimism that's in all of us, where we believe that this is actually the best time for us to double down and support our local businesses. So thank you to partners like BHive, and all our partners in the Innovation District here, to the Brampton Board of Trade as well that's here in the room, for all the work that all of you do to make sure that we can pivot, we can move accordingly, we can adapt quickly. At the City of Brampton, we're changing our procurement policies to a Made in Canada procurement policy. Municipalities across the country are doing the same. So I'm actually excited about the future. This has been a good wake-up call for Canadians that were complacent for so long and relying on one major trade partner to look around the world and say, we're open for business, but we want to do business with everybody. So this couldn't be the most perfect time. I wouldn't say that there's any other better time to ask people to come here to the City of Brampton. Of course, all of you know the advantages of the City of Brampton. That's where you're all here in this room. So I won't use that pitch here, but I would just say thank you for being a part of our ecosystem. And I'm excited to hear talks from Kiran and Yadveer, both of them icons in their own rights. If I talk about Why Media, both of them being pioneers, this is where when new media channels or anything that happens in the media landscape, it gets modeled after what Why Media does. When we look at the food industry, Brars has been that breakthrough, and when we look at the industry now, it's mostly modeled after what Brars did, maybe 20 or more years ago. So I'm looking forward to the words of wisdom that both of you have to share, and I'm excited to be here. Also, a big shout out to Denise McClure. She's our Director for Economic Development So if anybody wants to get in touch with us, with me directly, or with Denise, we're here the rest of the evening in the room. So please feel free to come and say hello. Thank you.
Thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to thank BHive and Brampton Next for inviting me. So my story 25 years ago when I came to this country, I'm a mechanical engineer. After doing mechanical engineering, I'm also certified auditor for ISO 9000 QS and ISO 14000. Got a job in my own field as an engineer, but never liked engineering. While I was in India, good job there as well. But what I would do in India, I would read every day 4 to 5 newspapers. So my boss, he called me one day and he says, in Punjabi, of course, maa piyo ne padhaya likha, your parents have taught you, they made an engineer. But why are you reading these newspapers every day? Indian Express, this Ajit, then there were 3 or 4 others. Times of India I lived in Jalandhar, was a small town that time. So Times of India, so this is what I told my boss. I said, after reading 4 newspapers daily, I've subscribed to Times of India and it comes at 1 p.m. So I read that as well. So the complaint you got is wrong. Instead of 4, I read 5 newspapers every day. He said, what do you read? I said, after reading news, editorial, opinions, everything, then I start reading the obituaries, Paath, Bhog, Antim Arda. He said, that's not possible. I said, Sardar Amar Singh, he passed away 2 years ago. Page number 17, Tribune, today's Tribune. He said, Yudhir, if this is right, no problem, go ahead. I went to the reception, I brought Tribune, sir, page number 17, Sardar Amar Singh. He said, Yudhir, tu banaya media liya, go ahead. Tu engineering liya nahi banaya, go ahead. Anyways, that was India. I came to this country, did my job for engineering for a couple of years, nice job, good pay, but I never liked it. I quit my job, then we started this print edition by the name Midweek. Today in the day and age, 25 years ago, we used to get Mississauga news at our doorstep 3 times a week. And similarly, Brampton Guardian, Etobicoke Guardian, there were about 60 newspapers. And there were about 14 South Asian newspapers, English as well. And altogether, Punjabi, Hindi, Urdu, 46 at its peak. I'm talking about 1997 to 2004. Fast forward that to today. How many English newspapers are there in the South Asian community? 0. They're all gone. How many of them from Brampton Guardian, Mississauga News, there were 60. Metroland Media published that, Torstar Media Group, the Toronto Star Media Group. They're all gone. None of them exists now. So Midweek is the only free English newspaper. Either you have to buy today, Toronto Star, Globe and Mail or Toronto Sun, but Midweek is the only free English newspaper. And now that has worked to our advantage. We're getting business from City of Brampton. We do a lot of business with City of Brampton, City of Toronto, Vaughan, Markham, Gulf, Kitchener, Waterloo. Went to all those municipalities and we said we're the only free English newspaper left in GTA now. So this is the story of newspaper. Then we moved on to radio. We launched our own channel, 24/7 TV channel by the name Channel Y in 2015. It's available right across Canada on Rogers, Bell, Telus and on Ignite as well. This is the first and only, and we signed a deal with Dish as well. Dish likes our content. So we're launching in US from coast to coast. Probably next month we'll be launching there as well. This is again the first South Asian channel which will be operating from North America. Yes, of course we have channels from India as well, but Channel Y in US and in Canada. And one thing as I was discussing, what makes good media? Of course there are so many other things which makes good media, and I think we all spoke about that. During my journey I realized this thing, if something that I would call a game changer. I think in 2001, 2, 3, 4, I had my own hardships, financial challenges, when you start a business. Up until 2010, we had massive financial challenges. But after that, yes, I just kept on doing my work. My wife this year, she said, how many hours do you work with me? I said, probably everyone works 40 hours. I would be working 80 hours. She said, no, note down your schedule. So I noted down my schedule. So it came out to almost 100 hours a week. So we finally settled at 70. So she said, can you cut down 30 hours a week? So what I'm trying to tell you over here is, of course, when we are 43, it always, sometimes we are 45 or 50 at YMBD, including me and wife, we are 43 people working. But yes, as a leader, you have taken up this job, and I never wanted to settle for number 2. वो पंजाबी सीगा ना दिमाग च हमेशा सीगा नाम भी युद्धवीर है, name is युद्धवीर, unique, something big. My wife, when she met me before our marriage, she said, what are you going to do? I said, engineering तो वैसे कर लिया, I'm going to do something big. So I want to do something really big. So the game changer happened in the year 2016. I started watching Buddha Ji. There was a serial that came. So by 2013-14, the business was taking off financially very well, making very good money. So when I watched Buddha Ji, so it was a serial that came. And in that serial, after watching the serial, I asked my wife, I said, what excites you? What do you want in life? So she said, Yudhvir, whatever we made ourselves financially, in business, everything, I have lived in Brampton. I'm not going to change the house, car or anything. I'm very happy. What I want is, I want you to live your life. And that was a game changer for my business. That was a game changer for my business. How? Because from 2016 onwards, suddenly my focus shifted. Instead of planning to do something big in business, this is my 2 cents suggestion. I'm not in a position to advise anyone. This is my 2 cents suggestion for anyone who's aspiring to go big. So the game changer happened. Instead of focusing on doing something big, ambition, business, I should have offices all across the globe, media, why media will do this, that. In 2016, it suddenly shifted. Then I thought, the desire is gone. The desire was gone. The only thing which was left with me, whatever Buddha Ji was preaching, my wife also wanted the same thing. She said, just live your life, just live your life. Mahatma Gandhi ji didn't come back, Albert Einstein didn't come back, Yudhvir Jaiswal will also not come back. Live your life, 2016. It became a game changer for me. That's when and interestingly, my business started going even faster, even more exponentially it started growing. So I realized, as we were talking about media, so I realized that for any business, and for media in particular, because this is the only business that I've done, what do we need? What do we need? Of course, all the things that we discussed, we need all of them. But very importantly, what we need is gratitude, a bigger purpose of life, and love. That's it. Love, gratitude, and a bigger purpose of life. And our business, our life, it will change. That's what changed for me. Thank you so much.
I think people sometimes have that seed in them. Some people are just made to do things out of the box, do things where they're willing to take risk, not do 9 to 5. Like I admire and respect a lot of teachers that have supported in raising my 3 girls. But I always, when I meet them, I say, you do amazing, but I don't think so I ever can be a teacher. And they're like, why? You preach and teach leadership. I'm like, but that's different. You're gonna do the same thing every day and I'm not cut for that. So I would say every profession is great, every business is great. We have to know who we are. So for me, it always started with who am I? And from that journey, when I was in India, because I studied and was raised in India, and I wanted to be a fashion designer, and that's what I did. I did that for a few years, and then I got married, and my husband wanted to come here, and we both came here at that time. And I just started whatever I could find. And the second word that worked for me was take whatever opportunity is coming in front of you. So I never questioned anything that was in front of me. For me, it was like a door has opened and whatever is there, I'm gonna do it. So I wake up every morning and like Yadhur said, you have to start your day with your gratitude that you're awake and you're breathing. You have your family and that is breathing. And you have one more day to prove whatever you wanna do. So that's how usually I start my day and always have. And that always gives the inspiration on a daily basis. That whatever you wanna achieve, I would say, he was saying his desires are gone. I'm gonna disagree, my desires are not gone. I'm gonna say I always have a chief desire. What do I wanna achieve in the world? But yes, desires change. Like he said, his desire has changed. It's all about more happiness, living the life. And I agree, that's the same for me. Before the desire was, do this job and, become this and then now be in management, then be an executive, and then it was like, let's just stop that and start a business, in which I did. So I followed whatever path was coming in front of me, But what kept me going was staying grounded on a daily basis and just listening to your heart that what do you want to do and what makes you happy every day. And no matter what obstacles are coming your way, you kind of just take it with the salt and sweet, everything together, and say, I just have one more day to prove myself. I think that's what has worked for me. So from starting as a fashion designer, starting my own business in India, leaving that, coming here, my first daughter was born actually 5 weeks after I landed, and I didn't know a soul in Canada. So that's how I started. I have done that anybody can think of. When my first one was born, we decided I'll stay home for 8 months, which I did. Made probably 2-3 friends around. Then I started working and I took the buses. I had never taken a bus in India. I was escorted by always with guards because my dad was in army. And when I came here, I was like, I'm not taking any help from back home. That was a promise I made to dad that I want to stand on my own feet. And with that, I took all the buses. I think it was 3 buses. I used to live on one side of Malton. I worked in Orenda, 3 buses, dropped my daughter, walked 45 minutes on the stroller, bring her home, and the evening job was bathe her, food her, give her food, cook for us, and sleep. And then the day started again at 4:30 next morning. And that went on. The only thing that worked was I did not look back and said, oh, I was a privileged child in India. My dad was this, let me call dad, let me call mom. It was like I made this choice. So remember, whatever choice you make, learn how to stand by it. That was my choice. So whatever hardship came with it, I stood by it. And it allowed me to keep going. And that allowed me to learn anything I could. I landed from my life of pearls and designs of fashion designing to land in an automotive company, starting from scratch. No degrees, nothing mattered at that time, because one line, which I feel today's generation is privileged, more privileged than us at least, is at that time I used to hear a statement called, you don't have Canadian experience. What are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean? I have experience from back home. Oh, you don't have Canadian experience. I'm like, my Canadian experience should only be different about culture. I need to learn culture of Canada. You don't need to teach me what I already know in my job. But that was the norm statement. So I had to start from scratch and prove myself. And I did my studies. I went to school while I was raising, had my second daughter, and I kept on learning whatever I could. One more thing is what I would say, and you can apply in a job and you can apply that to your new business, is never say, this is not my job, right? This is not me. This is not something I am cut for, I am made for. Do whatever is in front of you. And that was the tool that came in handy when I did start up my business eventually in 2016, M2M Business Solution, because before that I had become an executive in automotive. I had gone my path, learned my way up, and become a professional that I think I probably was the first woman, or at least South Asian woman, who became manager at that time. GM took over that whole picture of when she became the CEO. I was probably joined just a few years before that. But from that, when I finally decided in 2016 to leave automotive, that I thought was my first child. I always used to tell my 3 girls, you guys come after automotive. That's my first baby. I worked hard to get where I am, and it took a lot of effort. So it gave me the same pain or more than what I had when I gave birth to you. So it's my first child. But eventually I left it because I was growing. As you're growing, your desire list is going to change, and what felt like a lifelong thing was not lifelong anymore, and I drifted. What worked for me was the habit that I had already made before. They were the seeds of success at the starting stage. When I decided to start my business, first oath I took, and I call it an oath, is that I will not call anybody that is on my contact list. Because my contact list was full of automotive executives and management people. And I did not want to knock a door and say, hey, by the way, I've started a consulting business. Would you work with me? Give me a contract. I didn't want to. I wanted to prove myself. So that means I think the board in Brampton and Mississauga came in really handy. I see a few faces, people that I've met at that time, because I didn't know anybody outside automotive at that time. So meeting people, going in a room I didn't know, and teach myself that, hey, I'm going to just try to make friends with one individual. You know, you have to go through that phase when you're starting. And I'm not going in a boardroom and saying, okay, you do that, you do that, you do that. Because when I started my business as a startup, that was myself too. So I was making a strategy and a decision, but I was also the doer. And the alignment took 1 year because the speed my brain would think, my hands, and I couldn't execute that fast. And it used to frustrate me because I was so fast in strategizing anything, and now executing, I was the doer. I didn't have the support or the money or the sort of the investment in the business that I would have a team. So it was me. It was the CEO me, founder me, and the team me, and the administrator and receptionist me. And that takes a while. So many of you, if you have come from India, other countries, or now have worked as professionals and now thinking of changing it, there is a culture shock to yourself. It's a us culture shock because you have lived a certain way and now you're trying to change. So I think that is probably the biggest thing when you're changing from one to another. How you do it is believing in yourself. And I think I shared the word with Vikram that I follow is that you have to have a genoon of whatever you want to do. You have to live with it. I see Mr. Pabla doing that. I've seen him in crutches show up at work in the morning. I'm like, why are you not home? What are you doing here? He'll show up. He's like, no, I need to go and sit in my room every single day, morning to night. No matter how accomplished this man is, I have not seen him at home one day. So having the genoon to make something happen, and you breathe and live that. You are sleeping with it, you're waking up with it, you're thinking about it, whether you're in the shower, whether you're eating, whether you're talking to people day and night, you have to have a genoon of whatever you want. And when you have such a desire, that is a burning desire, the world can't stop you. You can achieve whatever you want, and wherever you came from, whether it was a profession, whether it was a different country, you have to have that mission, and you will find the right people in front of you when you're ready for it.
I am the believer. मैं ਜਦੋਂ ਘਰ ਤੋਂ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਮੈਂ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਇੱਕ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ, ਤੂੰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਰਸਤਾ ਦਿਖਾ। ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਹੋਇਆ 30-40 ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਯਾਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੇ ਯਾਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੀ ਤੁਰਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਬਲੀਵ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਲੀਵ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਥ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਕਸੈਸ ਕੀਤਾ। ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਵਰਡ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੁਣ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਕੇ ਹਟੇ ਆਪਾਂ, ਕੰਸਿਸਟੈਂਸੀ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਵਰਡ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਸ ਰਿਲੇਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਐਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ। ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕੰਸਿਸਟੈਂਸੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਐਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ। ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਹੈਡ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਨਾ, ਫੇਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ 7 ਅਪਰਚੁਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਇੰਦਰੀ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਅੱਖਾਂ, ਕੰਨ, ਮੂੰਹ ਤੇ ਨੱਕ। ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੇਖਦੀਆਂ ਜੋ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੀਆਂ। ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ 10 ਵਾਰ ਜਾਂ 15 ਵਾਰ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਸਮੈਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਸਮੈਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਆ, ਅੱਜ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਆ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਗਾਣੇ ਮੁਹੰਮਦ ਰਫੀ ਦੇ, ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਹੋਏ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਬ੍ਰੇਨ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਐਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ ਆ ਨਾ, ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਆ। ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਐਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ ਆ। ਐਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਟਿਮ ਹਾਰਟਨ ਆ, ਜੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ 1% ਵੀ ਟੇਸਟ ਆਫ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਕਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਆਫ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਡਿਸਟਰਬ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਐਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਕਾ ਕੋਲਾ ਪੀ ਲਓ ਤੇ ਪੈਪਸੀ ਪੀ ਲਓ, 1 ਸਕਿੰਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਪੈਪਸੀ ਆ ਕੋਕਾ ਕੋਲਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਦਾ ਕੰਸਿਸਟੈਂਸੀ ਇਜ਼ ਬ੍ਰਿੰਗਿੰਗ ਦ ਐਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ। ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੈਕਡੋਨਲਡ ਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਫੈਨ, ਤੇ ਜਦ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹਫ਼ਤੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਮੈਕਡੋਨਲਡ ਨਾ ਮਿਲੇ ਨਾ, ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਕੁਝ ਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ। ਸੋ ਦੈਟਸ ਕਾਲਡ ਐਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ। ਸੋ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਸਿਸਟੈਂਸੀ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਐਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕਰਨੀ, ਦੈਟਸ ਦ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ, ਦੈਟਸ ਇਨ ਮਾਈ ਮਾਈਂਡ। ਸੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਇਹ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ, ਇਹੀ ਥਾਟ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖਣਾ, ਅੱਗੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੂਰਜ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵੱਲ ਦੇਖੋ ਕੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਐਂਡ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੋਣਾ। ਸੋ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਦੀ ਦਇਆ ਲੈ ਦੀ ਆਸ਼ੀਰਵਾਦ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਨਿਕਲੋ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵਰਗੇ ਪਰਸਨ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਟੋਮੈਟਿਕਲੀ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਣੇ ਆ। ਮੈਂ ਕਦੇ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਹੀ ਨਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੇ ਕਲੋਜ਼ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ 2 ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਨੂੰ ਡਬਲ ਟ੍ਰਿਪਲ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਆਫ ਥਿੰਕਿੰਗ। ਸੋ ਬਹੁਤਾ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੋਰ। बहुत बहुत थैंक यू ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ।
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Karen Mann, CEO of Brewers. Today I'm at the BHive event for entrepreneurs, and it is an amazing, amazing program that I just found out a few weeks ago and didn't want to miss the opportunity when I was asked to come speak here, and met with the investors, the city team, BHive team, and the entrepreneurs that are on this journey to take their business from a startup and scale up. I think it's an amazing, amazing program, and what I see amazing in it is the opportunity a new startup needs when they start their journey. It's a very lonely space when we start a new business, and there's multiple questions. I think thousands of questions that you have at that point. So to have a community, a support system that can allow you to go through this journey, but also give you the support and give you the answers that you require, and most importantly keep inspiring you, because our doubts and fears can come anytime. So we need that inspiration as well to keep going on the journey we're on. So it's an amazing opportunity to be here today, and if you're watching and listening this, the next time BHive is hosting this event, I would highly recommend you to be in this room.
ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕੀਤਾ ਨਾ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ, ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਐਫਰਟ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਐਫਰਟ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਸੀ, ਇਹ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਆਫ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਲੋਕ ਅਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ ਲੱਭ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਔਰ ਕੁਝ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰੀਏ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਵੱਡਾ ਕਾਜ਼ ਆ। ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਗੁਜ਼ਾਰ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਨਵਾਈਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ, ਅਸੀਂ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਸਿੱਖਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਮਿਲੀਅਨਸ ਆਫ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਸਿੱਖੀਆਂ ਇੱਥੋਂ, ਔਰ ਜੋ ਕੁਛ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ।
BHive is the home for international entrepreneurs to set up in Brampton. Today we were very fortunate to have shining examples of entrepreneurship in Canada and in Brampton. People from the community, people that have come here with nothing and built great business that employ many, many people and have tons of business activity that benefits the community. They're well known in the community, and this is what we are all about, telling these stories, making it all about people, and helping others learn and grow from those stories. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Yujit Biswal. I am the group editor at BHive Media. First of all, I'd like to say thanks to BHive, Brampton Next. This is an amazing thing. So congrats to the entire team, Vikramji, yourself and all the team members. Thank you so much, and it was great fun being part of this program. And I'd also like to thank our co-panelist from Brar, Mr. Pavla, great inspiration from you, and Kiranji, great inspiration for you as well. Thank you so much.
Why Media Group? The fastest growing media group in North America.